Hey, so this is my Q&A video. I'm sorry it took me so long to do it. I've been so busy lately. So for starters, I just want to point out that my name is not pronounced Maria, like many people would believe. It's Mariah. I'm 19. And I love Tumblr. I'm always on there. Alright, so first question is, how did you know you were pansexual? And really, it started as I actually identified as a lesbian at first. When I was understanding sexuality, I knew that I liked girls. But then I liked a boy. So I was like, alright, so I'm bisexual. But then I liked a person that was non-binary, androgynous. And I was like, alright, so I'm a little bit not bisexual. And then last year, someone explained to me that I fall under pansexual, which means you don't care about the gender or sexual sex that the person was born with. You care about personality for the most part. It's like the catch-all thing. So I've known that I was not straight my whole life, pretty much. I had a crush on my kindergarten teacher, and she was very, very pretty, but my mom was not very happy about it, so I had to change schools. In kindergarten. And yeah, I always knew. I didn't like just boys. Like, I liked boys, but I acted more like a boy. I was very tomboyish. I didn't understand why all the girls were going around kissing boys. I was like, that's just gross. But anyways, moving on. That topic could take forever to explain. Trying not to. There's a glare in my glasses and I don't want there to be. So the next question is, how did you know that you liked art? How do you answer that? I knew because I grew up in a family that everyone was artistic. Like, my stepdad drew, my mom made quilts and stuff. My sister was very creative, like she was always coloring and stuff. I liked art. It was fun. It was cool. But I didn't really get into it much until I want to say 16 or so, was when I really started liking it. And I like being expressive. I like to show how I'm feeling through my art. So I'm definitely a person that appreciates abstract a lot more than realism, to be honest. Because realism, not to take away from people that can do it, but to me, it's like, if you want a picture of what's there, take a picture. Like, why not interpret it in your own way? Like, there are some realism artists out there that are just phenomenally amazing. And give them credit where credit's due. Like, they're amazing. But for me, I like to interpret things in my own mind and then transfer it down so that it could be something that it's from my perspective. A lot of my subject matter is trees. I love trees. I'm happy at the max. I'm so uncomfortable, sorry. So yeah, I've always liked art. It's always been something that's really cool to me. Poetry is the next question. When did you start writing poetry? Who introduced you to it? So who introduced me to it was my 4th grade teacher. She brought in a stack of Harlem Renaissance poetry books, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And I was reading like Langston Hughes and Maya Angelou. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. So I Too Sing America. Just I loved all of that poetry. And the first poem I wrote, I was like 8 years old, 8 or 9, and it was about autumn, the season, autumn. It was a haiku, actually. And yeah, like ever since then I've been writing. I took a break between 15, 16-ish to 17 and a half. Like I didn't do any art or poetry at that point in time. And then when I came back to it, I was like, wow, I suck. I need to expand my horizons. So I've been studying a lot of the great poets and stuff, and trying to understand how they write and metaphors and stuff like that. And I plan on doing some spoken word eventually, because I'm in awe of what people can do with that. Like, it is amazing. My favorite poets are Andrea Gibson, Shane Koyzikon. I'm slaughtering his name, but he wrote To This Day and some other really amazing poems. And Langston Hughes, he will always hold a place in my heart because he was my first poet that I was exposed to, so I'm always gonna love him. But those are my favorite poets right now. Yeah. Alright, so moving on to the next question. If you... I'm sorry, I'm reading multiple questions at one time. If you could travel anywhere, where would you go? Well, that's hard, because I am a traveling person. Like, I love to travel. I would probably pick Ireland first. Mostly because I'm in love with the scenery there. The pictures I've seen, I'm just obsessed. I love Ireland. Eventually, I would like to move to Canada. Right now, I live in Colorado, and it's beautiful. But I want to go to Canada because I don't like America. I'm not a patriot in the least. Part of that comes from my ancestry, which is the next question. What is your cultural background? I'm mixed through and through. My mother is Navajo, Paiute, German, and Roma. And if you don't know what Roma is, it's Gypsy. But we don't call ourselves Gypsy. That's just a slur. If you don't know that, it's a slur and it's not cool. Like, people don't like that, so don't do it. But then my father is Mexican, Polish, Danish, and something else, and I can't remember right now. But for the most part, I identify as mixed race, more Hispanic, like I'm Navajo and Paiute, like that's mostly what I am. I'm very proud of my heritage, but at the same time, I've learned to let go of anger and stuff that I've had for other races. I used to be very racist. I was like against everyone. I was such a terrible person. And I'm learning to be at peace with things. Which is another question. What is your most? What are the causes that you fight for the most? LGBTQ rights, obviously, like, those are very important to me because people should love who they love or whatever, it's like, why even question this? Child abuse, because, yeah, I'm against child abuse. Animal rights, environment, like, all the main stuff you can think of, like, that's what I care about. And also racism. Racism has hit me very hard over the years because, you can't really tell right now because I haven't been out in the sun very much, but when I'm out in the sun a lot more, my skin darkens, and I've gotten a lot of persecution for being the race that I am, especially since my sister appears white, so does the rest of my family that I've grown up with. And it's, yeah, long story. I'm going on rants. I do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this video is boring. And there's so many questions. And I'm at, like, 11 minutes now? I'm gonna have to do multiple ones, I guess. But I hope that this covered most of what you guys wanted to know, because that was mostly what everything was the pansexual, race, art, poetry, yeah, so, yeah. I just want to say that you guys rock. I love you, all of you, every single one of you, because you guys are so amazing. You guys inspire me every day. You are just beautiful, wonderful people, and if anyone tries to tell you otherwise, tell them to talk to me because I'll kick their ass. Like, it's that simple. And I hope you guys have a lovely day.